Imagine this. GE Capital Aviation Services, one of the biggest aircraft leasing companies in the United States, just placed an order for 20 brand new planes. But these aren't the usual Boeing or Airbus jets you'd expect. No, these are China's C919, a relatively new passenger aircraft that's just starting to make waves internationally. The deal? A whopping $2.2 billion. This news sent shockwaves through the aviation world. Why? Because Boeing and Airbus have ruled the skies for decades. Boeing in particular is a symbol of American engineering excellence, dominating the market with decades of proven aircraft designs. So, when a major US company chooses a Chinese plane over a Boeing, it turns heads. The C919 is still young, still proving itself, and yet here it is, being backed by a giant that knows planes better than most. This raises a big question. Why would GE Aviation take a chance on a newcomer like the C919, when Boeing and Airbus have decades of experience, trusted safety records, and massive global fleets? Is it just about price? Or is there something more to China's new plane that's shaking up the status quo? Stick with me, because today, we're diving deep into this surprising order, exploring the story behind the C919, why it matters, and what it could mean for the future of aviation. For over 70 years, the global skies have been ruled almost exclusively by two giants, Boeing and Airbus. Think of them like the ultimate tag team champions in the world of commercial airplanes. Boeing, based in the United States, and Airbus, based in Europe, have built the vast majority of the jets that airlines use all around the world. Their dominance wasn't accidental. It came from decades of cutting-edge technology, billions in research, and trusted safety records that airlines rely on. These two companies created what you could call a duopoly. That means they controlled nearly the entire market together, with almost no serious competition. Airlines knew they could trust Boeing and Airbus for reliability, performance, and global support. Plus, both companies had the certifications and approvals needed to fly their planes anywhere, which is super important in the highly regulated aviation industry. For decades, it seemed impossible that any newcomer could break into this elite club. That's because building a large commercial aircraft isn't just about putting parts together. It requires deep expertise in engineering, aerodynamics, safety, and manufacturing. Plus, companies must pass tough international inspections before airlines will even consider buying their planes. Enter China, a country known for rapid growth and ambitious projects. The Chinese government and industry leaders decided to build their own large passenger jet, the C919, aiming to challenge Boeing and Airbus's near monopoly. At first, many experts were skeptical. Could China really design and build a plane that would meet international standards and compete on the world stage? Would airlines trust a Chinese jet or see it as unproven and risky? In the next section, we'll look at how China faced these challenges head-on, and the breakthroughs that helped change perceptions about the C919. Building a new airplane from scratch is like climbing a mountain, and the C919's path was full of steep climbs and tough weather. When China first announced the project, many aviation experts doubted whether it could meet the strict safety and performance standards needed for commercial jets. One major hurdle was proving the plane could fly safely and reliably. Early test flights were watched closely by skeptics who expected delays or problems, but in May 2017, the C919 completed its very first successful test flight. This wasn't just a local achievement, it marked a big step toward proving the jet could compete internationally. Next came the challenge of certification. For an airplane to enter service anywhere in the world, it must meet rigorous airworthiness standards set by aviation authorities. China's aviation regulators worked hard to ensure the C919 passed these tests, eventually earning key certifications that opened doors for international sales. As trust in the plane grew, airlines from different countries began to place orders. Small carriers from Brunei, Thailand, and Germany showed interest, which helped build the C919's credibility step by step. This slow but steady acceptance started turning the C919 from a skeptical newcomer into a real contender. By overcoming these early obstacles, the C919 showed the world that China could not only design, but also safely operate a modern commercial aircraft. This success set the stage for the big orders that would soon follow, including the surprising one from GE Capital Aviation Services. which we'll explore next. After proving itself in tests and earning certifications, the C919 began to gain real momentum in the market. Today, it has over 1,200 orders from 36 different airlines around the world. For a plane that only took its first test flight less than a decade ago, that's a huge accomplishment. What makes this even more impressive is the range of customers. These orders come from a mix of domestic Chinese airlines and international carriers, including those from Southeast Asia and Europe. This shows the C919 isn't just a local product, it's starting to become a global player. But the biggest shock to the aviation world was when GE Capital Aviation Services, a major US-based aircraft leasing company, announced an order for 20 C919 jets worth $2.2 billion. This was the first time a top American company openly bought Chinese passenger jets, breaking a long-held norm of sticking to Boeing or Airbus planes. This order sent a strong message. It wasn't just about buying airplanes. It was about recognizing the C919 as a competitive, reliable option in global aviation. For the industry, this shift signals that new players are entering the market and changing the game. This growing market penetration sets up a key question. Why would a big American company choose the C919 over familiar models? The answer lies in cost, efficiency, and shifting global dynamics, which we'll dive into next. One of the biggest reasons GE Capital Aviation Services decided to buy the C919 comes down to money, specifically how much it costs and how efficiently it operates. Let's compare prices. The C919 is priced around $99 million per plane. Meanwhile, a Boeing 737 MAX 8 costs about $121.6 million, and an Airbus A320neo goes for roughly $110.6 million. That means the C919 is nearly 20% cheaper than Boeing's offering and about 10% less than Airbus's. That price difference adds up fast, especially when you're buying 20 planes or more. But it's not just about the sticker price. The C919 also offers competitive fuel efficiency, meaning it uses less fuel per mile flown compared to older models. In an industry where fuel can be the biggest expense, even small improvements lead to big savings over time. Think of it like buying a new car that costs less up front, but also saves you money on gas and repairs for years to come. For airlines and leasing companies, these savings are crucial because their profits depend on keeping operating costs low while maintaining high reliability. Add to this the current economic uncertainty worldwide. Inflation, fluctuating fuel prices, and pressure to cut costs have made companies more cautious. Leasing companies like GE want planes that deliver strong value and flexibility without breaking the bank. In short, the C919's cost-effectiveness and operational efficiency made it an attractive option, a smart business move for GE that fits well into a market demanding affordability without sacrificing quality. Beyond cost, two other big factors are changing how people see the C919: safety and availability. First, let's talk about safety. Boeing's 737 MAX faced serious problems after two deadly crashes in 2018 and 2019. These incidents led to worldwide bans and shaken confidence in Boeing's planes. Airlines and leasing companies started looking for alternatives because safety is non-negotiable in aviation. Meanwhile, China worked hard to prove the C919 is safe. After successful test flights and international certifications, trust in the plane's safety grew. For a plane to get certified, it must meet strict global standards, showing it can fly safely anywhere in the world. Second, supply is a real issue. Boeing and Airbus have faced production delays and supply chain problems, slowing down how fast they can deliver new planes. Airlines need planes now, not years from now, so this shortage created an opening. The C919 can help fill that gap. With growing production capacity and fewer delays, it becomes a reliable option for companies needing aircraft quickly. So safety concerns about Boeing, growing confidence in China's plane, and supply bottlenecks for the usual giants all work together to boost the C919's appeal. Now, it's important to understand that the C919 isn't just a purely Chinese product. Behind the scenes, it's actually a result of global teamwork. China didn't build the C919 completely on its own. The project involves many international partners and suppliers from around the world, including some big American companies. For example, GE Aviation, the same company that ordered 20 C919 jets, also supplies the aircraft's turbine engines. This means GE profits whether the plane sells or not. They are part of the plane's success story. This partnership model shows that global aviation today is interconnected. American firms like GE benefit by providing key parts and technology, while China benefits from access to proven components and expertise to build a competitive aircraft. The order from GE Capital Aviation Services reflects this mutual recognition. It's not just a sale, it's a symbol of cooperation and growing trust between American and Chinese aviation industries. Both sides see advantages. The United States gains business from China's growing market, and China gains credibility and access to advanced technology. So the C919 represents more than competition. It's a new kind of collaboration that's reshaping the aviation world. So what does all this mean for the future of aviation? While the C919 still has a smaller share of the market compared to the giants Boeing and Airbus, it is steadily growing. With its competitive pricing, improving performance, and backing from international suppliers, the C919 is proving itself as a serious challenger. Over time, as more airlines and leasing companies place orders and the plane gains more flight hours without issues, the long-standing Boeing-Airbus duopoly could start to weaken. The C919 could help rewrite the rules of the commercial aviation market, opening the door for more competition and innovation. This shift also signals a changing global balance in technology and manufacturing, with China moving from being just a market for planes to being a key producer. If you want to stay updated on this exciting story and see how the future of aviation unfolds, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.